Thank you everyone for joining us today and walking you guys through GCPay. So to start off, my name is Christina Snagra, and I am the Partner Account Specialist for GCPay at Sage Direct. And then today I have the pleasure of introducing Sabrina Kotz with the GCPay team. She is a channel sales manager and has been affiliated with this technology for many years, and will be showing us how we can eliminate the headaches that go along with the subcontractor payment process. Okay. All right, so to allow for a clean listening experience, everyone will be muted for the duration of this call. There is a questions chat section, which is going to be the best way to communicate with us, and we'll be, taking your questions throughout today's presentation. Please maximize your presentation window to take advantage of your screen real estate. So again, today we are going to be walking you through GCPay and, just being able to show you how we can streamline the entire sub payment application process. So for those of you who have not heard of GCPay, GCPay is a cloud-based platform for managing the subcontractor pay application process. I love GCPay's founding story. So right around 2003, there was a construction auditor who happened to be the founder of GCPay, and his job was to go in to audit commercial general contracting businesses. And after doing this for a few years, as you know, the paper chasing process and paper pay apps back and forth, the lien waivers were just such a mess. He was like, there just has to be a better process than this manual way that my clients are handling the pay app process. So luckily for him, his brother-in-law was a software engineer. So they teamed up in 2003 to create GCPay, really just for their clients that they were auditing. But then quickly, one general contractor talked to another, and it just kind of spread like wildfire with everyone saying, yeah, we would also like to better automate and streamline our pay app process. So fast forward 17 years later, they now have over 45,000 companies on the platform. Last year, they did a little under 30 billion in contracts and are currently managing projects in all 50 states and Canada. So why do companies choose GCPay? Well, to start with the direct integration into your Sage platform, eliminating any of that hand keying or double entry. Subs can easily submit their billings right into the platform, and the appropriate approvers are automatically notified. Completely eliminates the back and forth emails, bogged down inboxes, and automates the whole pay app process. GCPay will completely eliminate any possibility for a sub to overbill line items or contracts or have any sort of math mistakes. Part of the direct integration includes automatically pulling any approved change orders over from the sub. So this will eliminate you hand keying them, and also ensures the sub can never again bill for unapproved change orders. You'll never have to deal with missing lien waivers, and since your custom lien waiver is generated automatically in the platform every single time, there's no need for you to create the lien waivers or worry about any errors on them. They are perfect every single time. GCPay does come with an internal routing and approval process, which you can customize for each job. GCPay will streamline the entire compliance process. You can automatically notify subs when it's about to expire, and you can even stop subs from billing if they haven't sent in their updated insurance. So here are some of our reviews. So we were just voted #1 software for G2. Really excited about that. We get so many great reviews, and I'll even move on to the next slide here. Again, just more reviews from Capterra, another third-party review site. So just, from the the words from our customer. You know, GCPay has been my #1 software since we implemented 10 plus years ago. GCPay is extremely easy to use, excellent customer service. You know, the thing that impressed me most about GCPay is the tech support. I've never seen a tech department that was more available, more responsible, and more knowledgeable on any software I've ever used. They're gracious and extremely helpful to both subcontractor users and to me. The workflow of GCPay is simple and easy to use. Again, just really great reviews when it comes to, you know, our customers using GCPay. And again, going back to the level of support that GCPay offers. Again, you know, just for the few occasions when it's necessary to contact support, they're immediately available, always a real person, and not only solving your issue, but usually give you some tips and tricks to make things easier going forward. You know, best product support team that I've ever worked with from a user and admin perspective. So great reviews. Now, you know, if you're wondering, you know, what are the subs saying? Recently, GCPay actually sent out a survey to over 40,000 customers for sub feedback, and just over 5,000 subs responded, stating that they rate 4.3 out of 5 stars. 83% stated that they were very satisfied using GCPay. And this next slide here, you know, I'm not going to read all of the quotes here, but one quote that I love in particular from a sub saying, "It's simple, it's easy to use, saves me time, and previous pay applications are easily accessed. I'm able to communicate with the GC as I submit a pay application. All the waivers and forms are standardized. I wish all GCs would use GCPay." So again, you know, going back to the level of support that GCPay offers, the reviews from GCPay customers, not only from the general contractor side, but along with the subs, you know, rating that they really love using GCPay. So enough talking, let's get into the platform here. I am going to pass this over to Sabrina, and Sabrina will be able to give us a live look into GCPay.
Yep, absolutely. Let me see here. Oh, it's making me, 1 second. All right, I think I'm back. It made me kind of restart it to load that. Tony, can you give me sharing permissions again?
Yeah. Let me see if that's the right one. It looks like you're on twice. Let me see if that's the right one.
Okay, I think I got it. I don't want to show my main screen. I want to show. Okay. I think this should work. Can you guys see GCPay?
Not yet. No.
Now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Wouldn't be a demo without just, you know, finessing some technological parts. So yeah, again, thank you everyone for joining on this webinar. I'm so excited to show you GCPay. So like Christina mentioned, we currently integrate with Sage 300 CRE and Sage 100 Contractor, and we now have beta customers testing out our Sage Intact integration. So if you're using Sage 300, Sage 100 Contractor, or, you know, moving towards Intact, definitely check out GCPay. So what I'm going to show you today is just GCPay from the general contractor point of view. We also have some larger specialty contractors using it as if they're a general contractor. I also will sign in and sign out a few times to show the subcontractor or trade contractor submitting their invoice, the whole lien waiver exchange, and obviously hit on those integration points. So first thing I want you guys to notice is that I am just on a website, and that is because GCPay is a fully cloud-based solution. No need to have anything on a server, on premise. As long as great for those in the office, Mac, PC, working from on a laptop, does not matter. But even more importantly, a lot of project managers, they'll just have their tablet with GCPay as they're walking the job site and just doing their approvals straight from their tablet. On the other end as well, subcontractors, will finish a days of work, get in their car, pull up their smartphone, and be able to do their billing right in GCPay from their phone. So there's two ways to start a new project in GCPay. You can either click Start New Project here, or you can go to your Projects tab, and it will show you all of your current projects you're managing in the platform. Each user at your company will have their own individual login. You'll be able to see the projects that the admin team has given them permission for. So not every single PM will be able to see every single project if you don't like that, for example. I've already done one for us. We're going to pretend we're building this very creatively named Ethos Chicago Brewery. First thing I want you guys to all know, so these general settings, this project connects directly with the project in your Sage 300 CRE or Sage 100 contractor account. So the two projects will be linked. So this way we'll have the correct project name, number, location, county, state, owner, and about a bunch of other tags as well that can auto-generate onto the lien waivers. So again, huge part about the integration is we link those two projects, and that's how in a little bit we'll be able to pull over the commitments, the change orders, everything like that. The next thing you do is just add the users at your company. Any admin users, so like, CFOs, controllers, accounting managers, people who will probably have to approve or review every invoice at some point, those will all be automatically added to each job. And then all you have to do is go in and add your project coordinators, your project managers. It'll give you a list of all possible users that you can add onto the system. And then once you add them, you get to select even on a per project basis, if they're a PM, a compliance officer, a lien officer, and this is where you get to do that review order. So we can have it basically go from Tony to Sabrina to Christina and then back to Tony for final approval right in the system. No need for printing or forwarding emails or anything like that. So right now, if you're thinking about your current process and you have a manual routing and approval process that includes, invoices via email and full folders and forwarding, emails for routing and approval, this would make your life so much easier. It is just fully automated in the system. Once one person approves, it goes to the next and so on and so forth until the final approver. All right, now all you have to do is add your subcontractors. Like Christina mentioned, at this point we have I want to say almost near 45,000 subs using the platform. So chances are a good chunk of your contractors are already using us with another GC. It's really easy to search in GCPay for a sub. You start typing in their name or their EIN number, it'll give you a list. All you do is add them to the job, and then they're notified saying, hey, you've been added to this Ethos Chicago Brewery job. Please click here to continue your billing. If it's a company that's not in GCPay, in the very beginning, your onboarding manager can help you mass invite, a large group of subs that aren't in it. But if it's just a one-off deal, you can always send an invite. All we need is company name, tax ID, this kind of information. And it's because they will also have their own individual login and password. So you look for this job. I've added a Ford Metals contractor and this Jackson Heating and Air Conditioning contractor. Next thing I'm going to do, remember, we already have that project linked. Now I just need to pull over the commitments from Sage. So again, direct API integration, no third-party involvement. It'll show you a list of all the possible commitments I can bring over on that project. You can search by contract name, contract number, anything like that. Most of our customers do it one of two ways. First, and probably the most popular way, is right now in their process, they are bringing over a lump sum contract and then having the subcontractor break it out into more detail via a schedule values. So I'm going to show you that first way right now. I'm saying, yep, I want contract 102-03 for HVAC systems to come over. We're going to click OK. We're going to create a new schedule. Choose a company to associate this with. I'm going to do Jackson Heating AC. No, notice how retainage is set at 10%. This is because we will pull over retainage however you have it set in Sage. You will have the ability as a general contractor to change retainage throughout, but just know that we will pull over retainage as you have it set in Sage. So I'm going to click OK. And now this says the schedule's constraint is currently being filled out by the sub. The sub gets a notification that says, hey, we pulled over this contract. Please break it up into more detail via a schedule of values. We have some customers, definitely not as many, but we have some that also already like to pull over it with all the detail from Sage, which we can do as well. So I'm going to pull over this rebar and wire mesh commitment from Sage. Notice how retainage is 0%. Again, that's whatever we have it set in Sage. I'm going to click OK. And now notice how that will come over now with all the detail already set from it in Sage. So two different things you can do here, either lump sum, have the sub break down to more detail, or if you want it detailed, then the sub can just invoice on this directly. Next piece I really want to talk about is compliance. So like Christina mentioned, right now, if you are managing your subcontractor insurance, so I'm talking, general liability, auto, workman's bond, custom 1, custom 2, anything like that. If your team's kind of doing this manually, either, tracking it via Excel or someone, at your team has to manually notify subs when it's expiring, all that back and forth, GCPay will completely eliminate that for your team. So with our direct integration, when we pull over that commitment, we will also pull over insurance requirements, both on the vendor level and project level from Sage. If you're utilizing the expiration date, we will pull it over with the expiration date. And so we'll notify subs 30 days before our expiration and the day it's expiring automatically. No need for anyone on your team to do that. Next thing is your subcontractor can upload their updated insurance directly into the system. So again, no more back and forth emailing, anything like that. Your team gets to actually have eyes on it and approve it before you, just let it happen. Your team gets full approval. And then right in the system, you can even hold payment automatically unless a compliance term is met. So fully updates the compliance feature. Again, with that direct integration, we will pull over any of the outdated compliance, any compliance straight from Sage, notify your subs when it's expiring, subs can upload, and then you can even hold payment until compliance is updated, all automatically, no manual necessary. All right. So far we've showed bringing over the project, kind of setting it up, bringing over those commitments. Now we're going to show the subcontractor side, and we're going to actually submit that SOV tying to that contract we brought over. Notice how it looks the same. I'm still on a fully web-based solution. We talked about the projects tab, but your subcontractors will have a dashboard that they love. So again, most subcontractors make this their homepage. Of course, subcontractors, they'll get email notifications, when they need to submit an SOV or when a pay app's been approved, rejected, anything like that. But as we know, we all get so many emails all day long. What's really nice is we've made this very easy to understand dashboard. We've kind of gamified it. So green 0 means, hey, you owe nothing. Obviously, with anything red with a number means, hey, we need these many items from you. So subcontractor can go in and see across all their projects that they're working on, everything they owe for applications for payment and schedule values, for instance. I can group it, right now I have it grouped by approval type, but as a sub, I can group it by project. Because as we know, subcontractors are doing, work on many different projects at once. They can see right here, this Ethos Chicago Brewery, I have to submit something. Same with the lien waivers tab. So again, I can't even tell you guys how much subcontractors prefer this than to the back and forth emailing, phone calls, sticky notes. They can just log in here and see, group it by project, any lien waiver that they need to sign, notarize, upload, all in a line. No more having to open up different email windows, talk to different general contractors. It's all here and it's all easy to understand, which means, you'll get these items back much quicker. Same thing with compliance. They're able to log in here and see exactly what compliance they need. They can upload it directly from the site. So right here, we'll go see, okay, I need to submit something with this Ethos Brewery. And immediately it tells me the total value of your schedule must be $87,500 as set by your reviewer. You're currently off by $87,500. This next part, it just matters on, you know, how many different lines you want your subcontractors to submit on. If it's just a couple of line items, they can add the line items here, and then, you know, just type in item number, description, value. Or what most do is they use our downloadable template that comes with item number, description, value. So we can go right here. I'm just going to upload my, I think I have one here. So we'll notice here, so this is a really great real life example of things that can happen. So I upload, remember my schedule value must be $87,500, but I uploaded something that was overbilled by $90,000. So it would not let me save this to your team, which means never again do you have to worry about anything being overbilled. So I'm not sure why this one uploaded like this, but I can just, if I have, it makes me actually remove some lines so that your team never again has to worry about anything being overbilled. I'm just going to remove some of these. So again, if your team ever deals with contracts being overbilled, this will not happen to your team anymore, because if you got it to review in GCPay, you can guarantee that it matches directly to the dollar amount. So see right here, I've deleted these numbers, but I'm still off by 500. So here I can add a line number, type in extra, you know, install, and then if I make this for $500, then and only then now can I submit this to your team. So now it turned blue, says looks good. Again, if you ever struggle with subcontractors overbilling contract, hopefully nothing as, you know, egregious as $90,000, but we have customers all the time where subs will try and overbill by 10, 20, 30. It will not be able to do it. So we're going to click save here. The next thing is a custom document. So I have this setting turned on. Some of our customers want wage and rental rates documents, others want non-disclosures. Totally depends on what you want. If you have nothing you or the owner want with the SOV, you can just turn the setting off. But I just want to show you the whole host of options. Now that I have done everything here that we want, I'm going to click submit and submit this to the team for review. All right. I also want to show you what it looks like on our end if there are any outstanding compliance issues. We make it really obvious, like bright yellow, outstanding compliance issues. The subcontractor can see what these compliance issues are on this project. Like I mentioned, they can go and upload their updated insurance. We also have this really nice downloadable cover sheet for any low tech subs. Basically, they would just print this out, print out the updated auto insurance, for instance, and then they would fax or email it in to GCPay, never to your teams again. And this QR code would directly route it to the correct compliance tab. So you don't know if it was emailed, faxed, or uploaded. You just know you have the correct compliance when you need it, and it's one less thing for you to worry about. All right, let's log back in as the general contractor and show reviewing and approving that schedule of values. So we talked about the subcontractor dashboard. Everyone at your team, at the general contractor, will also have their own dashboard. Really nice, again, this is especially really great for project managers because we know they're managing multiple different projects, a lot of time just via emails and Excel sheets. Most project managers will make this their homepage so they can log in and quickly see any single invoice, lien waiver, compliance item that needs their attention. Right here I see, okay, this SOV was submitted on this Ethos Chicago brewery. Another really nice feature is any admins in the platform, they'll have this option that says all projects. When they do it, it will update and it will show your team the every single invoice, lien waiver, and compliance item that's either rejected, outstanding, expired across every single invoice being submitted on a certain project or on all projects. So right now, if you struggle with just like visibility and you're constantly having to ping project managers, asking what the status is or run reports, this will save you a lot of time and it's very easy to understand. All right. So again, retainage, I have the option to change. I can view this wage and rentals rates. Remember, since I got this on the other end, I don't have to worry about it being overbilled whatsoever. All I'm looking for is, does it look good to me? Is there enough line items? Do I need more detail on this? So on and so forth. Very, easy to understand. So at this point, I'm just going to click review. And now, and only now that I have clicked approve, can your subcontractor start billing on it. So this is a key feature of GCPay, because unless your team approves the SOV, the subs cannot bill on it. And this guarantees there'll be no surprises on that schedule values or on the billing for your team. If you were to reject it, you cannot just click reject. You have to include comments, and that's just so your subcontractors aren't kind of just left in the dark onto why something is rejected. In this case, I'm going to click approve, and we're going to approve the schedule values. One more thing I want to show you here. The way the integration works with GCPay is every 30 minutes, the two talk to each other. So if you put an update into Sage, 30 minutes later, it'll be in GCPay. Whether or not this is a compliance update, a contract update, a change order update, whatever it may be, those will all go over into GCPay. So you'll never have to deal with unapproved change orders again. They all come from Sage. And those are the only change orders that your team will be able to bill on. So again, direct API integration pulls over everything straight from Sage. If you're using Procore, it would go from Procore to Sage into GCPay, all seamlessly. A couple of project settings I wanted to go over. So if there's a certain day of the month that you ask for the billing to be into by, we can select the date on a project basis, and we can actually send a billing reminder a week before the billing due date. This is also a great feature, close the month out after the billing due date. So if you ever struggle with subcontractors, turning in delayed billing, this is a feature that a lot of customers requested. And basically what it does is, for instance, if billing's due on the 25th and they try to submit it to you on the 30th, they'll say, nope, sorry, this is being pushed to the following billing period. This way, from what we've heard from current customers who use this feature, happens once and they are never late doing their billing again. Next big thing I want to talk about are lien waivers. So the way lien waivers work at GCPay, your team will send us all of their waivers in Microsoft Word format. So conditionals, unconditionals, partial, finals, whatever it may be, and then you're done. Our team does all the heavy lifting. We'll upload them all into the system for you, whether you have 5 lien waivers, 10, 20, whatever. And then we will tag them. So we will make sure that the correct county, start date, numbers, owner, project name, we have 80 different tags like that can populate on it. We'll make sure that those populate onto the lien waiver every single time. So right now, if you are at all manually or having to customize the lien waivers for every project, every sub, this will save you so much time on it. It's done automatically in the system, which I'll show. So then once we tag all your waivers, you'll tell us, hey, we have a standard unconditional and standard conditional, and then, we have some, one-off owner or project ones. We'll make sure your standard waivers are, whenever you create a project, are automatically added. And then if there are any additional kind of one-off waivers, you have a lien waiver bank where you can go and add the waivers directly to the lien waiver bank. We don't just handle your waivers though. You'll notice how we also have tiered waivers. So right now, if you're tracking your tiered vendors or suppliers, if you send us those tiered waivers, once approved, we will also email a waiver out to any of those tiered vendors on our liabilities list, which I'll show you. So again, all your waivers will be automatically generated and fully customized automatically, no manual parts. And then you actually can go into the waivers and say, yep, we want this one before submit. It's a progress waiver and it can be digitally signed. Another good example of one is if you require notarization, you can do the required notarization setting. The system is really smart. So if you mark something as a final waiver, we know in the system when to trigger that final waiver. But as you see, you can ask for waivers before submit, on approval, once paid, manually, all these great options that will guarantee you never, ever again have to chase down waivers. So if your team ever deals with chasing down conditionals, unconditionals, anything like that, it literally makes it impossible that a subcontractor cannot include the waiver when you need it. All right, enough of me talking about this. Let's actually show the sub billing. All right, so I'm going to go to that Ethos project. And notice the way I kind of like to describe GCPay is we walk your subcontractors down a path, but it's impossible for them to like go anywhere else besides the path. So we lead them down how to do it, very intuitive. So they cannot create a schedule values because that's already been created and approved by your team. Change orders, you know, this would say your company creates their change orders. We know that means they just flow straight over from Sage, no hand keying. And those are the only change orders your subcontractors can bill against. The only thing they can do is create an application for payment. I will not bore everyone on all the different kinds of retainage. I've had it set at standard retainage, but just know the platform does support multiple different kinds of retainage. So we can do standard, variable, frozen, lump sum, and the actual locking and releasing of specific lines. So there's also another one called capped retainage that has been coming out of the Midwest. So if your team does any kind of those retention types, it's all done in the system automatically. So let's talk about what a subcontractor cannot do. I cannot touch cost code, item number, description. It's all been already approved by your team. Remember, you guys already had eyes on this. If this was my, fourth or my fifth, I would not be able to touch that previous build column. I know with a lot of our customers before GCPay, a big issue was their subs inadvertently manipulating the previous build column on Excel sheets. Again, because this is not an Excel sheet, it is impossible to fully grade out. All they can do is bill against what your team's already said, yep, this looks good to us. So all I can do is dollar, percent to work, and stored material. So if I do a dollar amount, let's say I do, $15,000 right here, it will automatically calculate the percentage. I can do 20% here. It will automatically tell me that that's $9,000, same here. For this line, that's $10,000. Let's say I'm a subcontractor and I'm like, yeah, but I want $12,000. Will not let me do it. Oh, that's 120, but still it would not let me do it if it was 12,000. In GCPay, you cannot even overbill a line, let's see here, by 1 penny. So right now, if you ever struggle with a subcontractor overbilling on either the contract or individual line items, you will never have to worry about that again, because in GCPay, it is absolutely impossible, I'm gonna say it again, absolutely impossible to overbill a contract or overbill a line item. No more subcontractor overbilling. I'll also do this one. Notice how as I do it, it's so nice for your subcontractors because all of this is automatically calculated and transparent. The GC, the balance to finish, the retainage amount, and the retainage percentage that's going to be taken out, it's all automatically done and calculated. The subcontractor can scroll down. We'll show original contract sum, the net, if there's any change orders, retainage, and then in blue, if approved, this is how much you'll be paid the following billing period. So I'm going to click save here. All right. Oh, one more thing I actually want to show here. In 1 minute. If you're someone that that does allow for the billing of stored material, I just want to show how this would work. So let's say you do allow for the billing of stored material, but there's probably some sort of backup you want, like insurance or approved photos, anything like that. So for projects that you allow stored material on, we will have this column be open. If you have a project where you do not allow the billing of stored material on, we will just completely gray out this column so that the sub won't even see it. They won't be able to bill for stored material. All right, so I'm going to click save here now. So now, as a subcontractor, I'm excited to submit this and get paid, but we will see that there are quite a few items that the general contractor is asking to come along with the invoice. And this is really a key feature of GCPay for your team, because this is how you guarantee you will not have to chase down any of these items after. So we're just going to go here line by line. The first is if you are tracking tiered contractors and suppliers, your subs. If you aren't, they can click no, but if you do want your contractors to track those tiered suppliers and vendors, they click yes. It'll populate this liabilities tab. They can add any of their tiered vendors from before. So you can type in description of work, let's say the contract value, what's due this period. If you do joint checks, this is a joint check indicator. There's a nice report on the other end that will allow your team to see anyone that needs to be joint checked, for when you're doing those joint checks. So the nice thing here is the subs add to this list. You as the general contractor will also have full access to this liabilities list. And let's say, you know that there's 2 other of their subs on the job, but they have not listed it. You can add those subs to the job on your end. So you have a full list of any of the tiered vendors on the job. And like I mentioned before, once your team approves this pay app, we do not only handle your subcontractors' lien waivers, we will email that tiered waiver to any of the tiered contractors on this list, because remember, we have their information. So again, if right now you struggle tracking tiered vendors or suppliers, or it's something you kind of want to beef up a little bit, this is a great tool in order to better track them and ensure that you have all the tiered waivers that are necessary. Let's do the stored material column next. Like I mentioned, you can ask for any items. Right now this says you must upload pictures and proof of insurance, but this is fully customizable verbiage. Your team types in, what exactly you need. You can have, I think, up to 10 different items required for stored material. They go here, they click upload, and then don't worry, you'll be able to verify on the other end that it is actually stored material and not like their family dog or something like that. But the key here is you are asking them to submit this stored material before they can submit the invoice. That's guaranteeing you will not have to chase it down. So much easier than back and forth emailing, because like we know in emails, a lot of times they don't actually attach what they need to be attaching. All right, checklist needs to be completed. This is fully customizable. You can have it turned off or on, but honestly, most of our customers do have it turned on, and they have it say, if you have outstanding compliance, payment will be delayed. I also have some customers that have it say, I'm swearing that I have all my tiered contractors listed on the liabilities tab. You can have unlimited of these, and it's whatever verbiage you want. But the nice thing is the subcontractor has to click on it, thus physically acknowledging that they've read it, so they can't come to you and say, what, I had no idea I wouldn't be paid if my compliance was outdated. We talked about it, it's on there, and this also shows up on the audit trail for your team. All right, now we're gonna get to the really fun part of lien waivers. So I highly doubt there's gonna be a situation where you ask for 3 lien waivers up front, but if you want to, obviously it's very possible. I just wanted to show you all the different options in GCPay. So you'll see here, I'm asking for 2 conditionals, 1 unconditional, 2 have digital signature, and 1 requires notarization. So again, I wanna show you all the different options of what's possible with your lien waivers. First thing I wanna do though is show you how our team, all the information you need will automatically be generated on it. Pretend this is the look, the layout, the aesthetic of one of your lien waivers, because remember, you just send it to us in Microsoft Word format, so the layout will be exactly as yours is. But here's the key. Christina, can everyone still see my screen? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. So notice how this would say the name of your construction company. Notice how that 34,000 number is here, the Ethos project, the street, the date it's through, everything like that automatically on this. I did not type this on, Christina did not type this on, the subcontractor did not put this on. We have 80 custom tags like this that will guarantee this information you need will automatically be put onto the lien waiver. So no more you having to customize it each time. Automatically generated every single time. Now, notice how, again, I'm asking for all of these up front. This is going to guarantee that you as a general contractor do not have to chase down any of these after. So let's go to this first one. It's available to sign. We have digital signature built right into this system. If you've used DocuSign before, it's really similar. Our digital signature is good by UETA standards and fully counts as a legal wet signature in all 50 states. So if you're one of the states, there's quite a few now, especially with the pandemic, that allow for digital signature on lien waivers. Definitely, check with local legislation on that. But they click sign document, it will save their signature from before. Click here. And now notice how within a couple seconds, it's signed and dated. So, I can't even explain to you how much subcontractors prefer this than back and forth emailing with lien waivers. One really nice thing for your team is if it's digital signature, I had no option to download this, white out it, change it, anything like that. And then again, for the subcontractor, it's so easy. They can even do this from their phone because it saves their digital signature, have it signed. They don't have to print anything, email everything. It's all done and you get it back much quicker. I have this other conditional notice that says notarize. So if you're someone that requires notarization for your lien waivers, do not worry. We have two options for notarization. The first thing is we know that there are a lot of subs who may have notary republics in their office. If that's the case, they can always download it, get that notary to sign it, and then re-upload it into the system. Super easy, and your team obviously gets to have full eyes on it before approving it as well. Although during the pandemic, a lot of subcontractors requested an option to notarize something online, so they did not have to go into a bank or a post office. So we launched this partnership with notarize.com. Basically what it does is it opens up like a Zoom screen like we're on right now. They first have to, create their account. And we've negotiated a max wait time of 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes, there's a Notary Republic on the other end of the Zoom screen. They use notarize.com software to verify the subcontractor's ID via the camera. And right there, right online, this notary can do their online stamp, and it actually then imports that notarized lien waiver right back here into GCPay for your team. Super, super helpful. Again, I would say the biggest benefit of this is the subcontractors don't ever have to leave their home to get something notarized online, and it is legal in all 50 states. So important distinction, it's online notarization, it is legal in all 50 states. So if you do, multi-state work, you do not have to worry about the legality of your subs using our online notarization. For right now though, I'm just gonna upload it so we don't go through notarize.com right now. All right, and then this last one. So this is a huge feature. Notice how I'm asking for this unconditional waiver up front. You may be saying, why on earth would a subcontractor sign an unconditional or a final waiver before they get payment? The key here is right now I have our optional electronic payment feature turned on. So GCPay has an optional ACH payment system that guarantees receipt of final or unconditional waiver for the general contractor. The way it works is, let me show you. So right now I have it on for digital signature. You can also obviously make it be notarized. This is what it looks like, a typical unconditional. Notice how these names are on it. I did not, all this was automatically populated onto the waiver, again, via those tags. Your team did not type this in. I did not type this in, very important there. We tell the sub, yes, technically you are signing this unconditional, but you are signing an unofficial watermarked version of it. So watch what happens. As the sub, I click sign document, and then it immediately has this unofficial copy watermark all over it. And this is the key in how you can get your subs to sign an unconditional or final waiver. We tell them, don't worry, you're signing an unofficial copy. Your team as a general contractor, you're gonna have eyes on it, albeit with this watermark. But since you'll be utilizing our optional electronic payment feature, once the payment clears the subcontractor's bank account, simultaneously then we will release this waiver to you without the watermark. So both parties are completely protected. GCPay, we're the ones that store all the sensitive bank account information. So your team doesn't have to store any bank account information. You don't need any extra insurance to do it. We store all of it. And then we'll guarantee receipt of this final waiver, because remember, right when payment clears, we'll release it to you simultaneously. You will never, ever again have to chase down final or unconditional waivers. And your subcontractors love it because they get paid in 2 days. They don't have to deal with the whole check and bank account, anything like that. It's just directly deposited into their bank account. So if you ever struggle with chasing down unconditional or final waivers, and maybe you've been wanting to move towards electronic payment, incredible feature to check out within the system. All right, so now we'll notice that now that I have done all of these requirements of the general contractor, this is blue and I can click submit. So now I'm going to click submit. Again, I have the ACH optional feature turned on, so I'm just confirming that this is the correct bank account. I'm going to click submit, and now I'm submitting this application for payment for the final time to your team to review. One more thing I want to show, a lot of our customers, before they got GCPay, they got their invoices from subs on PDF form, Word form, Excel sheets, paper napkins. If you're, kind of nodding your head, most want it to be in this, in that traditional AIA 702, 703 style invoice. The really nice thing about GCPay is never again do you have to worry about different invoice forms. We will automatically generate every single invoice in this AIA style. All the sub does is do that normal billing like I showed you, but everything will be sent to your team in this AIA style document. So we have the 702, the 703 with a continuation sheet, and then the audit trail. Owners love this audit trail. It shows them exactly who did what at every single time along the entire pay app process. So again, if you get invoices in pretty much every way under the sun, now it'll all be standardized across every single invoice in that AIA style. All right, so last thing we're gonna do, and go into my dashboard here. I see, okay, something's been submitted. A cute little feature is you can hover over it. It will show you, compared to the contract, what the current billing is, what the remaining balance is, what the previous bill is. So you can start paying more attention, as we get towards that retention release. Here, I'm gonna click review. This is where, like I mentioned, you can see the information about the tiered vendors and suppliers. So as the general contractor, if you know that there's one on this, that there is one that's not on this that should be, you can add that vendor right to it and then have a full comprehensive list. You can view the stored material backups, make sure it is exactly, the document that they say it is. And now let's say I'm a subcontractor, I'm walking the job site, I just want to show current billing amounts, I get a walk through. Remember, cloud-based solution, I'm on my tablet, don't need to print anything, don't need to be on a desktop taking notes, anything like that. I scroll down, this 34,447 number has not changed. In this case, I'm just going to click review. All I'm doing is saying, yep, I understand, click approve, and now I have just approved this application for payment. The last thing you would do is open up your GCPay Sage 300 connector in this instance. It will show you a list of all approved invoices you can import back in to Sage. You can import one of them, you can import 100 at a time, we do not care. The key here is you push one button, there is no hand-keying. It imports it directly back into AP new file in Sage and will actually create the invoice for your team right there. No hand-keying whatsoever. So if your team right now at the end is actually going in at any point, hand-keying invoices into Sage, it will 100% eliminate any of that hand-keying effort that you do. Last things I want to touch on is we have a bunch of different reports, both on the project level and on the company level. Here, I want to open this up. Okay, so let's go to that project again. Right here, you'll notice we have reports here. So reports on a project level and reports here on the company level. For project level reports, you can do current billing status, lien waiver status, project billing overview. The most common one though is the monthly cost bundle. So you can choose a month. Let's say I want to go 3 months back. We have a bunch of filters. You can, with or without retainage release, include uploaded documents, whatever you want, and you click email me the report. Here's a copy. Christina, did this just pull up on the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So here's a copy of what that report looks like. You'll notice it's the 702, the 703, the audit trail, lien waivers, any custom documents, and this is for every single invoice on that project given a certain month. Our customers love this. They'll use it for their own backup. They'll use it for their owner backup. It's a really nice PDF bundle that has all of those documents from the invoicing time. Last thing on the company side, we have a bunch of different reports that are not project specific. So you'll pull information of every single project, whether it's AR, AP reports, lien waiver status, outstanding approvals. It's all done right here, easy reports. In my demo environment, I don't even have access to all the reports at this point, since we've been in business since 2004. If you need a report, I'm sure that it is in the system. And then last but not least, just wanted to quickly touch on what the training will look like for GCPay. So with GCPay, you get your own onboarding manager. We'll train your entire accounting, admin, project management, and subcontractor workforce. And then like Christina mentioned, it is covered by 24/7 support via English, Spanish, on phone, email, or chat. And yeah, that is GCPay's demo in a nutshell. I want to pass it back over to Christina because I know she has some final slides to share. But thank you everyone for listening to this so far. And I think if there are any questions, we can also answer them after this point.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for that awesome demo, taking us into GCPay. Being able to show so many great, ways that we can really streamline, like I said, that entire pay application process, both for the GC as well as the sub side. So I did, of course, want to just kind of briefly touch base as far as what GCPay comes with. And as Sabrina stated, GCPay is going to train both you and your subs. You will have your own, dedicated onboarding and account managers that will train your entire admin, accounting, project management teams, as well as training of the full, subcontractor workforce. There also, of course, is the direct integration for either your Sage 300, Sage 100, and then, of course, we are in the beta testing for Intact, but the direct API integration also comes along with your onboarding. And again, as Sabrina mentioned, 24/7 bilingual English and Spanish GCPay support via phone, email, and chat. So regardless of what time or when, any questions that arise, you will be able to contact support to be able to get any issues resolved. Again, for your subs as well, they are trained to contact GCPay, not you. So you are no longer going to be fielding any of those calls from your subs. Whenever they have some type of support question, they will go directly to the GCPay support team. Unlimited users. So we don't care how many users you want accessing GCPay, completely unlimited. Again, continuous training. So let's just say you add, a new project manager, a year from now, we will train that project manager at no additional cost. If you are looking to add on not only new projects, but existing projects that you're halfway done through or, coming up to the end, we have a full dedicated team that can bring on any existing projects into GCPay. And with that, that concludes today's presentation. So if you are in fact interested in learning more, if you have any questions, want to give, either, Sabrina or I a call, we're happy to discuss any questions that come up or even set up a customized demo for you and your team. Be sure to reach out to your ETHOSystems representative, and we will be sure to get something coordinated with you and your guys' team. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your guys' Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate it. And thank you to our attendees. And Marshall, I see you. Thank you as well, bud. And hope everybody has a great day.